Well, let's talk about this guy, Mark.
It's a huge compliment to be compared to the titans of British comedy.
No, but hang on, we're not comedians. We're doing serious politics here. I mean, this is a serious show. I won't have you making fun of it.
With a hint of humour.
This is entirely serious what we're doing here. You know, fixing the foundations. You know, it's got nothing to do with making fun of it. Former Labour MP sentenced at Chester Magistrates Court yesterday, Mike Amesbury. He was sentenced by District Judge Tanweer Ikram, who has been known in the past to be a little bit, shall we say, soft on crime and soft on the causes of crime. He's given him a 10-week sentence. I mean, this guy basically beat the hell out of a constituent who was lying on the ground.
Not long enough.
Not long enough at all.
Just not long enough.
No.
I'm sure many people will have seen the footage of Amesbury and his violent, completely unnecessary and unjustified assault on one of his constituents.
Yes.
How can you be elected into Parliament by constituents to serve them, to make the law, and then break the law so flagrantly, so viciously? And let me tell you, any experienced murder squad detective will tell you about how they worked on a one-punch murder.
Yes.
There are so many of them. People come out of boozers,
funnily enough,
think they're having a fight to laugh.
Yes, absolutely right. And funnily enough, I mean, we have got a guest coming up on the show a little bit later on to talk about that one-punch rule, because Deanna Davidson is a big campaigner for that. Used to be an MP, now lives abroad, but she's got a message for us, which we'll play out later on. Basically, her father was killed by one punch.
Yeah.
And she's been a serious, advocate about that particular issue for a long time.
Yeah, and Amesbury repeatedly punches this man, causing injury to the elbow as well. It was absolutely an appalling, unnecessary attack. And to only get 10 weeks, what concerns me is that he probably won't serve 10 weeks.
Yeah.
He's going to get his MP's salary until Parliament.
He's going to get about 91,000 quid or something, isn't he?
Well, they get 91 grand a year, don't they?
Yeah.
So he's going to get paid while he's sitting there in the pokey.
Why is he not resigning? Apparently he's appealing as well. I don't know what he's appealing. What's he appealing?
Of course he will, because you know this, Mike, right? So many MPs on their 91 grand a year are so talentless that they wouldn't earn that sort of money anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's the highest amount of money they will ever get paid. Look at so many of the last lot who got turfed out and are now scratching around for a living because they can't walk into jobs, because they don't have the talent, the expertise, the personality to get other well-paid jobs.
Yes.
So, of course, he's going to cling on in a very undignified kind of way to his position and his salary.
Yeah, but what happened to honour? What happened to a man who has now made a massive mistake in his career, and it's time for him to apologise absolutely unreservedly to not only the man he punched, but to his constituents and to the country? Because he's a public servant, and that's not how you behave.
Fall on his sword, resign.
Exactly. Let's have a by-election.
Do your bit of bird behind the doors, and then go and reinvent yourself and get another life. Yeah, but no, we
can't be having that. Absolutely extraordinary. This from Gary. He's in Shrewsbury. Morning, Mike. Could I please have one of your great stickers? Gary, yes, you can, but you've got to send us your address. And here's one way of doing it. If you can't figure out how to do it on the text, you can send us an email, feedback@talk.tv. feedback@talk.tv, and we'll find probably an even better way of getting to you. But if you send us an email there, put your name and address on, and we'll send you a sticker out forthwith. A couple of people saying, what if I haven't got a car? Stick it on your fridge. Put it on you can put it on your window if you want. There's a number of ways of communicating with the great British public to prove that you are not a drone, to prove that you're not a lefty, to prove that you are somebody who knows common sense when you see it, who recognises it, and this is a great revolution to be part of, Peter.
And treasures free speech.
Exactly right. Absolutely right. Let's talk about, have we got time, or should we? No, we have got time. Let's talk about Gaza and the BBC, because it turns out, thanks to a very, very good investigation by the Sun newspaper, the BBC paid £400,000 for the privilege of actually running this Gaza documentary, which has now been condemned by all and sundry. Everybody now knows that basically the BBC, I'm not even going to say they were hoodwinked, because I think they were complicit in knowing exactly what they were doing. They basically hired this kid who is the son of a Hamas operative to talk about how terrible life is in Gaza because they're getting bombed by the Israelis every day. It now turns out he spent 400,000 quid on Hoyo Films, which was behind the documentary called Gaza, How to Survive a War Zone. The BBC forced to issue an apology and pull the programme from its iPlayer service. The question now being asked by Kevin Badenoch is, did any of this £400,000, which was paid for this documentary, make its way to Hamas?
So they might as well have got 400 grand and thrown it in the bin, the British Broadcasting Corporation,
Yes.
because that's where that documentary's gone.
Yeah.
In the bin.
Yes.
Because there's been such a rightful and proper outcry about it, because in essence all it was a bit of Hamas propaganda.
Yeah, of course.
They make this documentary, oh, let's show the world what life in Gaza is really like. Let's be fearless. Let's inform and educate the world, shall we? Which is what the BBC should do.
Yes.
So they get a 14-year-old boy whose father is a minister within Hamas to narrate and present. They have some other person of various dubious background to be a part of it, apparently whose grandfather was a founder of Hamas.
Yeah.
And essentially they create a bit of propaganda and push it out there, all funded by our licence fee money.
Yeah.
What a disgrace.
Yes.
Where's the due diligence? Where's the very basic checks? Who went to this production company and said, excuse me, have you done your homework?
Yeah.
Who is this
Why
kid?
wouldn't you? I
Where's
mean, I
he
said
come
this
from?
yesterday. If you're making something like that sort of documentary, wouldn't you surely say at the start of it, can we please make sure whoever we're using to narrate it, and to whoever we're making sure that is going to be the sort of the star of the show, if you like, is not in any way connected to Hamas? He must be an innocent Palestinian child.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't ask that question.
No. And it calls into to doubt, I think, the very position of Davey, the head
yes.
of the BBC. Many other people, I would imagine. This has to have gone across the desks, or should I say, onto the screens of many executives that will have watched it. And who asked about the due diligence? It would appear no one did. And Hoya Films, who made it, how much did they actually spend on this documentary? Now, I get it. I understand production companies have to turn a profit, have got to pay their staff. They exist to make a profit. But I'd be very interested to know what the profit margin on this documentary was out of that 400 grand. How much was profit? How much did they actually spend on it?
Exactly right. Now, this may come as a surprise to you, and I've only just thought of this, but do you know what an anagram of Hamas is?
Go on.
A sham.
Ah,
I mean, I can't believe
good.
I've only just noticed that.
very good. Is that coming to a bumper sticker near you soon?
I might have to do that. Hamas is a sham. It is an absolute sham. It's 6:45. Amazingly, this hour is nearly over. We've got plenty to do, though. We're going to be talking about much, much more. Stephen says this: I wonder if our illustrious leader will be getting butt-kissing coaching before he goes to meet Donald Trump. He may use the same one Macron used. Possibly so. And here, one for you, Peter. So we're going to have a new bill on crime, says Claire, a crackdown on mobile phone thefts and e-bikes. How about knife crime and murder on our streets? Well, they're promising more bobbies on the beat, but are they still employing people with criminal records? It's a sham. There's that word again. Like they say, if you can't beat them, join them. I mean, that's the other thing. They're talking about bringing back community policing. That's what Yvette Cooper was banging on about yesterday. But who's going to do it?
I'm putting my hand up in the air, Governor. Can I speak, please?
Yes.
What a sham this 13,000 figure is.
Yeah.
It is deliberately deceptive. And, shamefully, some news outlets have pushed it as being 13,000 new police officers going into neighbourhood
It's only
policing.
4, isn't it?
No, well, let me break it down. Roughly speaking, it is 4,000 police officers who are being diverted from other roles into neighbourhood policing. It is about 4,000 who are special constables. Hello, they are members of the public who volunteer to be police officers for guess how many hours a week?
4?
4 hours a week. Congratulations, you get a bumper
Can't believe
sticker.
I knew that. I mean, thank you very much indeed. Bumper stickers are available from the home of Common Sense, by the way. Just send us your name and address and we'll send one out to you. Join the Common Sense revolution. Literally, it's going to sweep the nation, this. It's going to be bigger than anything you've ever seen.